Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. I know I went live for 3 hours earlier today, and then I'm going live again with my man Stormy B Man shortly here at 4 p.m. Central Time. I was just on my old channel, man. After that live, I had went to my old channel, Mr. Boxing Today. This channel right here is Mr. Boxing Today 2. But I went back to my Mr. Boxing Today channel, and all those videos are on private. And I was just scrolling through some of the titles, listen to a few minutes of some of the videos. I seen some old ass prediction videos, Chris Ariola versus Fred Cassie, and all types of stuff, man. Mark Blake was good, man. Um, and I ran across this video that I made. Coach Guitar was good. I ran across this video that I made July of 2015 on my old channel, Mr. Boxing Today channel. Okay, I actually went back and made that video private. So just in case somebody joins this or catches this on archive and they think that I'm lying and oh, you just made that video to, so I made that one video, the video I'm gonna play now, I made it private or I made it public. I'm sorry. I made that public on my old channel. So for anybody that needs receipts and want to make sure that I made this video in July of 2015, you can go and check the receipts. All right. But I mean, this video just comes full circle, man. Um, I'm gonna just play it, and Emmanuel Maha says was good. Still can't stop thinking about the fight. Yeah, man. Yes. Okay, so Scottish John was good, bro. Yeah, and I know my words should be good enough, Scottish John, but sometimes people come and I don't believe you, so just in case somebody wanna go check it, all right. But this video I made 5 years ago, man. You guys listen in, and this is why the title of the video is what it is. That this fight had to end like this, whether it was Deontay Wilder or if it was Tyson Fury. I'm gonna play the video that I made 5 years ago. You guys tell me what you think. It's only, how long is this video? 5 minutes and 57 seconds. It was a quick video. I listened to it. I can tell this is one of those videos where it was just on my mind real quick, so I just turned on record and I recorded the video. Okay, so give it a few more. Let me say what's up to a few more of y'all. Kyle Morty says what's good. Mr. Boxing Man still recovering from last night. Jupiter B was good. Christopher, he says I've been riding high on the fight hype all night and day today. So I'm gonna play this video that I made 5 years ago, man, and this is why last night had to end the way it ended. All right, here we go. YTBC, what's the deal? So for those of you that watch, now this is old when I started off by saying YTBC, what's the deal? Because we used to go by the YouTube box community back in them early days of YouTube boxing. Then I ended up changing up my slogan about 5 years ago. All right, so let me continue to play it. That's both my channels. This channel, my Mr. Boxing Today 2 channel. You all know that the heavyweight division is my favorite division to follow. Just throughout the history of it. One thing, I'm gonna make this video quick, just something that's on my mind, but just one thing. For those of you just joining in, let me just say this real quick. Official AJ, yes, I'm back. Chris Davidson, yes, I'm back. I will say this. D-Style, you're back. Everybody, okay, this video that I'm playing, the audio, I just started it. It's only about 23 seconds into the video, okay? I made this video 5 years ago on my other channel. I'll leave a link to it so you can check the receipts to make sure that it's that old of a video. I'm just telling you why last night should have ended the way it ended, and I said it 5 years ago, all right? So I'm just let it play. It's a sight to see, man, when you watch a dominant heavyweight champion or any champion, but mainly a heavyweight champion because they're viewed as the man. There may be a guy that's a middleweight or welterweight that's pound for pound the best in some people's eyes, but we know who the man is, and it's usually the heavyweight champion. Now, for some of us American fans, we don't view it like that because the Klitschko's have been running shit, the last decade. So, but the days of, when we did have our glory days with the Tysons and Holyfields and the Larry Holmes and Ali, Foreman, Frazier's, list goes on and on, Walcott, Charles, Joe Louis, Marciana,
Goes on and on, right? But it's funny, man, when you watch the heavyweight champion of the world get destroyed. There's just something about the footage of those fights. It makes the hair stand up on me, man, because there's nothing like it. It's nothing like watching George Foreman destroy Joe Frazier. I'm not talking about a points decision win, kind of how, Spinks against Holmes. I'm not talking about points. I'm talking about watching somebody get obliterated, get destroyed. Jack Dempsey versus Willard, Jack Johnson versus Burns. To watch a guy get destroyed. Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. Watching fights like those, man, it lets you know one, there is no boogeyman in boxing. There's not. There may be some guys that's perceived as a boogeyman. Guys are, not willing to fight certain guys for whatever reason, whether they're scared, the money, both, whatever. But like I said, if you go on YouTube and if you got old VHS tapes or old DVDs of fights like that, just watch those fights, man, and just look at the feeling it gives you just to watch the heavyweight champion, the baddest man on the planet. Nobody can beat him. Watch him get destroyed. I mean, Jack Dempsey made Willard look like he never fought a day in his life. Willard almost looked like he was out of place. He was getting his ass whooped so bad. Foreman made Frazier look like he didn't even really punch that hard. He made Frazier seem shorter than 5'10". He made Frazier like he was about 5'4", 150 pounds. He made him seem like he was a lightweight. Watching the heavyweight championship change hands in destructive fashion has always fascinated me as a boxing fan. I don't know why. I know it happens in other divisions, but just watching heavyweight champions, watching the title change hands in destructive fashion have always been intriguing to me. Always. I don't know if it's like that for y'all, but for me, it's always been like that. Watching Buster Douglas whoop Mike Tyson's ass. Although Douglas didn't do it in a fashion of the way, Tyson did it to Spinks or Foreman did it to Frazier, or like I said, Dempsey did it to Willard, or, who else got destroyed? I gotta think, man. Who else got destroyed? I guess Corbett, he laid out Sullivan. You know, just watching guys get destroyed though, man, at the heavyweight division and the title changing hands. It's a sight to see. It really is. But watching, Marciano knock Walcott out cold, to watch the heavyweight champion dangling on the ropes, out cold, not waking up. Watching Joe Frazier destroy Jimmy Ellis to unify the titles. Or Ellis was the WBA, and we know Frazier had the, what was it, the New York State Athletic title or some shit like that. They unified, and Frazier became numero uno at the division. I want to see one of those moments. And I think it's going to take one of those type of moments to take the title away from Klitschko. Trying to go out there and outpoint him. Now it has happened. Champions have got outpointed. Like I said, Spinks outpointed Holmes, and it's happened over and over again. You go through a shitload of fights. But there's something about taking it from the champion in devastating fashion. Joe Louis came back and fought Schmeling, rematch, destroyed him. He took the title back. I'm not saying go in there and play Rock'em Sock'em Robot. I'm saying go in there and destroy to where you don't even let the opponent get a chance to play Rock'em Sock'em Robot. He's just going to get rocked. There is no end sock'em, just rocked. Phone's ringing. Just my opinion, man. Curious to hear yours.
All right, so that was the end of that video that I made 5 years ago, man. And the reason why I went on my old channel and found that video, because I remember making that video, And when I got off the live with you guys a little bit earlier, I was thinking to myself, like, man, I've always said this, even before YouTube, even before I started that channel 10 years ago, I always said that, like, man, I only want to see the title change hands. I mean, well, I go say I only want to see, but definitive victories for the heavyweight crown makes the hair stands up on my neck, man. It just really does. There's nothing like it. That's why I'm still in the state that I'm in now, just the aftershock of it all. And yes, I'm a Wilder fan, but I'm also a fan of the history of the sport. And it had to end like that. It had to end like that. As Clayton says, Holmes wasn't champion. Which fight was he not the champ? I'm not sure which fight you're talking about. When he lost to Spinks the first time, he was a champ. Maybe you're talking about another. Well, obviously, you must be talking about another fight. But last night had to end like that. It had to. Whether it was Wilder or it was Fury, it had to go down just like that. Destructive fashion. Instinct 270, I'm still a fan of Undisputed. Still a fan of Undisputed. I actually said that the fight that I want to see is Fury. If it was up to me, Fury versus AJ for Undisputed, bro. Scrapbook was good, man. I dropped some history gems. Scrapbook, you missed. I just played one of my old videos from 5 years ago, and I brought them some historical points in there, man. You would have appreciated it, but when you catch this on archive, you'll catch what I was talking about. But I definitely had to replay that video, the audio of it from 5 years ago. And I'll leave a link in the description box for those of you just think, oh, you're lying, you didn't make this 5 years ago. I did make it five. And or if you want to go to Mr. Boxing Today without the two, just Mr. Boxing Today, go to that channel right now. And I just made one video public, and it was that one. A lot of videos on my old channel, man. I seen, like I said, I seen the Fred Cassie, Chris Ariola prediction video. I seen Povetkin and Wok post fight video. I seen a lot of my old vids, man. But anyways, last night had to end like that for the fans, for the history of the sport, and that's just how it should end. Regardless of whose side you're on, it has to end like that, man. It has to. You know what I mean? Let me see. Yes, Woolbag. No king rules forever. And when that king, it's like, what's that damn show that my wife got me watching with her? Because my brother-in-law got her into, what the fuck is it? Vikings, right? So I'm watching Vikings. It's damn near like Lord of the Rings. Oh, not Lord. What the fuck? My wife likes them damn shows, man. Not Lord of the Rings, but what's the other one? Game of Thrones or whatever. It's kind of gets me in the mindset of that. But in their fight scenes, and I know this how it was, there ain't no just we fight and then, no, we fight to the death. Now I know that's, not how boxing is per se, but I like a fight till I render you unconscious. And to be honest with you, I heard D Style bring this up in one of his videos, and Scrapbook can attest to this, and all my historians out there. That's why the rules were set the way they were at first when you had 60-round fights, because the objective was to fight until somebody gets knocked the hell out. We're not about to rely on points. Now, for my guys like to go out there and outpoint people, I get it. It's a strategy to use when you're in a fight that's scheduled for 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 10 rounds, 12 rounds, or back in the day, 15 rounds. But really, bro, when they made the rules up, the rules was to who surrenders first. You dig what I'm saying? Yesterday had to end like that. It had to. I was going for Wilder, but I'm glad that it ended just like that. No controversy. No, I gave him 7 rounds. I gave him 8 rounds. He clearly won 10 rounds. No, I gave him 6. No, we need a knockout. Now, some people may argue, no, a towel was thrown. Look, man, towel or no towel, that was a definitive win, and he was going to get stopped. Um, but that's pretty much it. Let me see what you guys are saying. Um, Fee Khabib says Wilder was never king, didn't fight Vlad, didn't fight Joshua, then lost to the Gypsy King. Okay, and I can say that Vlad never fought him and Joshua never fought him, but him and Fury found it to fight each other twice. Look, I'm not going to get into the arguments of that. The main objective of this video was it had to end like that. When Klitschko, even though Klitschko lost to Tyson Fury, outpointed him fair and square, damn near swept shit every round in my opinion. I still, even though he was out for a little bit and he came back and fought AJ, we know Tyson Fury was the man that beat him, so it should have been AJ Fury. But, and I said it in the post fight, I still like the fact that if Vlad was going to go out like that on your shield, man, to where you know what, this young man beat it out of me. Yes, I did lose to Tyson Fury by points. The style threw me off. You can say whatever about the fight, but AJ really beat the rest of it. He beat the rest of it up out of him, and that's how I like to see things ended like that. When I watch this sport that I've been watching for 30 plus years, man, I want to end it just like that. This is why I love the knockout. Okay, full 100. And did you have this same sentiment in June? Props to Tyson Fury. I'm not taking none. You trolls aren't going to get me to take anything away from Tyson Fury. So you can troll and say whatever you want. Props to Tyson Fury. But anyways, it had to end like that, man. D Style says, imagine if wars were fought like this. War isn't stopped after 12 battles, then three dudes decide who won. Exactly, man. Exactly. So, um, I know this fight is special, man, because I just can't stop thinking about it, bro. And usually, as us boxing fans, we usually carry, usually that Sunday midday, depending on, how big of a fight is, well, you're still talking about it. Then Monday at the water cooler thing, but this was historic, man. This was historic. And again, like I said on my other live, discrediting Wilder and all that, man, and who he didn't fight, and he was never this, and he wasn't that, and he was exposed, and this, that, and the third. You guys are subconsciously taken away from Tyson Fury and his greatness, man. It seems as if people are more happy that Wilder lost than Fury won, and that's what's sad because you're taking away from Tyson Fury's greatness, and you don't even know it because you're so happy that Wilder lost. You know what I mean? That you don't even know what you don't even understand. And now I'm watching the first fight. Tyson Fury is a hell of a fighter, man. And I knew this before the Wilder fights, right? But the Wilder fights added on to what I was thinking about Tyson Fury. I was upset that he went on his damn hiatus and was doing all the crazy shit that he was doing because I thought we could have been seeing him and Wilder fought a long time ago. And being that I thought Wilder has gotten better since 2015, and now looking at these fights and where Fury was back then, looking at this now, bro, Fury would have beat Wilder 2015, 2016, or whatever. I think he would have beat him then, based on what I'm seeing now from the last two fights. Because even in the first fight, I had it a draw on the scorecard. I still thought Fury won 7 out of the 12. And in this fight, pretty much a clean sweep, in my opinion. So what's that? They went, he stopped them in the 7th. Then they went, so that's 19 rounds. And I gave, Wilder 5 out of their 19 rounds of fighting. I just think Tyson Fury is a better fighter. I know there could be a trilogy. I understand guys have came back. We can use examples from different weight classes, different eras, whatever. I just think, based on what I'm seeing, man, I just think he's just a kryptonite to Deontay Wilder. Now, can any and everybody do it, Fury? And that's another thing that I think that, well, I guess we got to see how Wilder recovers. But guys, man, give Tyson Fury his credit, bro. Does this mean that Wilder will never lose again? No, it doesn't. But I think that it took a guy like Tyson Fury to have this type of bravery and to have the style and have the balls just to come out. And I was listening to my man D Styles video, and he brought this up. I forgot to bring it up in the live. I went 3 hours. I forgot to bring up this key point. He literally, as D Styles said, high knees ran over to Wilder when the bell rang. Pretty much to say, I'm not doing no outboxing tonight. You're gonna have to fight me. Show me that power. Show me it again. And while you're showing me it, pop, pop, take that with you. You know what I mean? Almost reminiscent of Ali, and I didn't think it would happen, but Tyson Fury. Look, boxing is about getting proved wrong sometimes, y'all. You can't just want to just get every prediction right. You got to get proved wrong sometime as a boxing fan, man. You know what I mean? Ali came out there, and what was the punch they always rave about? Ali was able to land that threw Foreman off the lead straight right because it just got him off. He was expecting the jab so much that lead that was one of Ali's best power punches was his lead straight right hand or just his right hand after a jab. And to lead off with it, you dig what I'm saying? And to absorb what Foreman was. You guys know the whole rigmarole about the fight. All right. The rope a dope and all that type. But it was that lead straight right hand in the first round that kind of just, along with the rope a dope, that threw Big George off. And I think that kind of made not only Fury getting up in that 12th round of their last fight and finishing strong and buzzing Wilder. I still thought Wilder needed deserved a 10-8 round in his favor. Some people said it should have been 10-9. Thought he still deserved a 10-8. Then going into this fight and then saying that I'm going to fight an aggressive I'm gonna stay right in front of you type of style, put it on you type of thing, and then to come out when the bell rings and show that from literally the first second. I do think that creeped in Wilder's mind, like, damn, this motherfucker's for real. And Wilder was the one that went on the back foot the very first instant of the fight. See what y'all talking about, man. Yes, L Dog, you was right, man. But you see how easy it is for me, L Dog, to say you were right. Tyson Fury walked him down, stopped him. I have no excuses. I wish other people, not saying, but I just wish other people were like that too, because I'm not on here saying, oh, his mouth guard, oh, his trunks. Well, his left shoe didn't look all the way tied to me. No, he got whooped. But you were right, and I was wrong. Scrapbook says, when I saw Fury shove Wilder back at the stare down that night before, I knew it was over then. So Scrapbook said he saw something early. Um, Let me see here. I am ill will. What's up, bro? He says Wilder can take the other belts and be unified. There's no one to stop him. Let me see here. Joshua Mentinga says Tyson Fury is just that good. He's the man to beat. Jupiter B, I appreciate that $5 holla. He says you putting in OT today. I know it sounds strange, but I actually think Wilder would have done better with his throwback wild style, more output. Damn, bro, but I just think that's just I get what you're saying, man. I know right now we're trying to search and reach for things that Wilder could have done and should have done better. But bro, as much of a Wilder fan I am, I gotta be realistic, man. Possibly, bro, but I just think Tyson Fury is the better fighter, man. I just think he's the better fighter, man. I just think he's the better fighter, bro. Sometimes I look at these things, man. No matter how much I like a guy like Larry Holmes, you guys know that Holmes, Foreman, and Ali are my three favorite fighters of all time, regardless of weight class. Tommy Hearns is my favorite non-heavyweight of all time. But I mean, I thought Larry lost to Tim Witherspoon, and I thought he lost to Carter Truth Williams. I thought Williams was the only guy to really out jab him. Um, so I'm saying that to say this, man. I just think Tyson Fury's the better. Uh, he proved. I already knew he was the better out, but I already knew that he was better at Wilder in certain things before they even got into the ring. But I just think with these two fights, man, all together with all the rounds taken into consideration and the knockdowns, I just think Tyson Fury is the better fighter than Deontay Wilder. Just because somebody's a better fighter than you doesn't mean you still can't get in there and get a victory. They're gonna talk about having a third fight. I went over, want to make sure that Wilder's cool and everything's with him physically, from bleeding out of his ear and all that type of shit. Make sure he's okay. There's no bleeding on the brain or anything. And I think Wilder has that type of mental makeup that he wants to prove straight away that I want my get back. At least that's what I've seen from him. He has that type of mindset of let's get that get back right now, because he was the one that was pressing for the rematch with Fury. Fury's the one that got his ESPN deal, and Aram and those guys had and Warren, they had different a different schedule for him, and that was to get on ESPN, get some fights in Vegas against Swatch and Wallen to get more open to the U.S. public, and coupled along with the fight that he had with Wilder, that first fight, you know what I mean? Um, and then Wilder taking a rematch with Ortiz. I mean, he comes across as the I want my get back. But the thing is, Tyson Fury is the same way. Although he did take his time to go into the second Wilder fight, but he fought McDermott again and fought Chisora again and fought, you know what I mean? So he has that mental makeup as well. He's just silly and bipolar and boisterous and outlandish with the way he does his thing, but he comes from that same elk. Look, man, Emmanuel Steward, we keep talking about Crunk. It was a victory for Crunk. One thing about Emmanuel is he saw this along. Let me see. Emmanuel saw this along. Hold on, let me. Ryan Clark, straight facts. I appreciate that $5. Holly says, "Peace, King. Time will tell what Wilder will do next. He's still motherfucking bomb squad. It was a close fight, so that equilibrium shot. Fury dominated. Respect." I appreciate that $5, man, and I agree. But Emmanuel Stewart saw this in 2012. You guys have all seen the interview from 2012 of Emmanuel Stewart saying that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder will be pretty much the future of the division, and he was right. You know what I mean? He was talking about their toughness and so on and so forth. So Emmanuel Stewart saw this with Fury staying with him and training with him, and he was bringing up some other guys too that were there, Price, and who else did he bring up? I think like Marius Wack and Helenius. It was a few other guys that he brought up that he was like, yeah, 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 but Tyson Fury. And then he was like, then there's that kid from the USA that nobody's talking about, Deontay Wilder. So Emmanuel Stewart saw this a long time ago. Um, Fury, and man, he just has everything to just offset everything that Wilder is good at, man. Wilder's not taller than him. He doesn't have a reach over him. He doesn't outweigh him, although Wilder isn't known to really outweigh guys. But every advantage that Wilder has in a lot of his other fights, he doesn't have it with Tyson Fury. He always has his power advantage, but this fight showed this shit. Even though Wilder is known to be the more powerful guy, sometimes it just comes down to who can handle whose power on fight night. And Deontay Wilder shown that it's hard for him to handle what Tyson Fury brings. I never bought into the pillow fisted thing. I just thought that Fury isn't this, Ernie Shavers, George Foreman type of guy. But again, though, man, whenever you're 260, 250, 270, you're swinging at somebody's chin, it's going to hurt, man. And the dude does have 20 plus, well, shit, now what, 21 stoppages or knockouts? So it all depends on just how you take things on fight night. And sometimes a fighter can react to other guys' power differently, even if that other guy's perceived to be the harder puncher. For example, Evander Holyfield was able to eat Mike Tyson's shots, but he had trouble dealing with Riddick Bowe's shots, flush shots. Most of us would, in the history books, would look at Mike Tyson as a harder puncher than Riddick Bowe was, right? You just have, you guys get what I'm saying here? It's just you deal with other guys' shots differently. Man, that's why boxing is so beautiful and styles make fights and you mixes and matches, and this why they should fight and not just we just as fans argue about who we think will win on paper. This is why I love to see the fights, man. Now, who knows? Maybe Anthony Joshua gets in there with Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury can't handle Anthony Joshua's power. Who fucking know? You never know, man. So, and who would have thought that he was going to walk? Look, I understand that guys were saying that he's going to do this and do that to Wilder, but bro, you cannot tell me that you knew that Tyson Fury is going to walk through Deontay Wilder's punches. You just couldn't tell me that, man. Now, dodge, stay on the front foot, and as he's working his way in, bob and weave and parry and roll with shots. Well, yeah. But he literally was just taking them and just keep coming forward. And for anybody, I'm going to go out and say this. For anybody that thinks that that's going to necessarily work for them, you may be getting knocked out. It worked for Tyson Fury. Doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody else. But you can take away some things from what Tyson Fury did in this fight, and that's what a lot of us were saying the way to beat Wilder, and that's get him up against the ropes, make him go on the back foot, don't give him no room to do anything, whether it's a short right hand or a long right hand. If you can, just take away the damn right hand. You're going to go through some danger. You're going to go through some obstacles to get there, but you're going to have to try it, man. But that's pretty much it. I pretty much talked about this fight for 3 hours, but I wanted to just play that old clip that I made 5 years ago about how it's something about the title, the heavyweight title, changing hands in dramatic fashion. That's always going to captivate the boxing world, casual fans, media. It's just something about it, man. And this Saturday, I had another one of those. Well, we had another one of those experiences in our years of being boxing fans, man. Let me see what some of you guys are talking about. I didn't expect 90 people to show up. So let me just say what's up to everybody, answer a few questions. Um, a lot of people, I did not expect you guys to show up like this, but it's so much, what happened yesterday is going to draw a crowd now. Okay, this dude's still in here. This dude don't. Bro, do you have any boxing talk? I know. Look, I understand you don't like Wilder. Cool, great. I can't make you like anybody. But do you have any boxing talk though? Can you come with any type of boxing talk besides troll comments? You have no boxing talk, man. Like, yes, Wilder lost. Cool. But where's your boxing talk at though? Like, can you break down a style? Do you have anything to say about those past titles changing hands that I brought up? Um, Sullivan versus Corbett, or what I mean, Willard versus Dempsey, Willard versus Jack Johnson. I mean, do you have any historical type of boxing talk or any type of style breakdowns? I'm just curious. Um, yeah, and you know what? The dude don't got it, man. So if you want to go, first of all, I know you have a real channel and that you are afraid to come in on. So I'm gonna do what you want me to do. You want me to block you so you can go to whoever's channel and say, Mr. Boxing, man, he blocked me because he won't let me voice my opinion. So I'll let you voice your opinion, bro. But you have like really no boxing talk. You just keep coming in with some troll comments. So let me see if I can block this dude, man, because you have no boxing talk, bro. You just coming in with troll comments that you're not even adding to the conversation. Okay, hold on. Before I get to that, let me say this. South Scouts Drillers. I don't do that, bro. Shout out to my man Dante, and shout out to my man Ego. If you have a problem with them two brothers, go to their channel. This isn't the safe haven to talk about other channels, bro. So go to their channel as a man and tell them what you think about them. This isn't the safe haven to talk shit. So let me go ahead and do this. And don't say, I went to Mr. Boxer channel and he didn't let me voice my opinion. No, I won't let you voice your opinion about other channels because this isn't a safe haven for that. So let me remove that. Okay. Now, if you want to talk to me about style breakdowns, historic, what you thought about the fight yesterday, we can do that, bro. I don't, we can do that. Wilder got whooped yesterday. We can talk about it. But saying who's on this watch and who's, go to their channel and voice your opinion, man. This isn't the safe haven for that type of shit. L5 Alive News says Wilder got exposed. He got beat by the first legit fighter. Okay. Again, I thought what got exposed yesterday was Tyson Fury exposing that he is a great fighter. That's what I thought was exposed. That Tyson Fury exposed that he himself is a great fighter. Um, Sean Ramshaw, what's good, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. He says, what's good, bro? Who should Fury fight next? If it was up to me, bro, undisputed. If there's no undisputed, I guess the rematch with Wilder. If that doesn't happen right away, then Dillian White. So AJ, Wilder, or White. That's what I would like to see. I know White is has something going on with Povetkin or whatever, so but hey man, I'm gonna jump on Stormy B Man's channel at 4 p.m. Central. So a little shortly here, man. So if you guys want to hear me talk some more boxing talk on another channel, I'll be on Stormy B Man's channel. All right, so go to his channel, subscribe, check us out here shortly at 4 p.m. Central. I'll pretty much beat this topic up, man. But it is so historic. It's just hard not to keep talking about it. You know what I mean? This will be talked about for years. The question now is, how does Deontay Wilder respond to his loss? How will he come back? I'm thinking if everything's fine with him, he's going to go out on his shield, win, lose, or draw in his next fight. Why do I say that? Because I seen him on his own admission, on his own will, try to go out yesterday on his shield, and the towel was thrown in. You know what I mean? But for those of you that just joined, you're trying to figure out what's going on, what happened. Um, Let me see something. Hold on. Yeah, if you're trying to figure out what's going on or what happened or what, how, I thought you went live earlier, Mr. Boxing. What's going on? I just played a, I just played a clip. Stormy like a rain. Look, L5 Alive News. Stormy like a storm. Stormy B, the letter B, man. Stormy B, man. You type that in YouTube. It's all together. You'll see his channel, man. Insightful brother, knows his history. He was a big Evander Holyfield fan back in the day. Got a few years on me, and I'm, in the 40-40 club in a few months here. You know what I mean? But he got a few years on me, knows his history, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna chop it up with the brother, man. 4 p.m. Central Time. Um, and I forgot what I was going. Yeah, the beginning of this video was me playing a video that I made 5 years ago. All right, and it's just funny how everything came full circle with my thoughts of the heavyweight division and how I like to see the title change hands. And that's why the name of this video was "It Had to End Like This." It had to. All right, man. I didn't put in 4 hours worth of damn work today, man. As far as this, and man, me and Stone about to go about 2 hours deep. So trying to get the content out. Historical moment that happened last night. Even though it didn't go in the favor that I wanted the fighter that I was favoring to go, you still got to give. Nah, Jupiter B, go ahead and throw him out, bro. Jupiter B, if it's look, look, y'all, the people that's getting thrown out. Let's add to that boxing talk. I know you're going to say, well, so and so was making fun of so and so and he lost. Well, you have to go to their page, man. Add some boxing talk to this discussion. Even if you want to talk about Wilder getting pieced up yesterday, okay, well, bring some styles or, break it down though. But just troll comments and just to say it, that's corny, man. We, I'm assuming you guys are grown men. I don't know really who I'm talking to. Sometimes looking, just looking at avatars, but uh, just add some boxing talk to it though, man. Like, yeah, he got his ass whooped. Now, where's the boxing talk behind it though? It's just random troll comments. Uh, Big Dan TV, longtime subscriber, man. He says, "You're right. Historically, the fighters fight who they're supposed to. Titles and legacies changes hands has always been violent in this era. We don't see it very often. You know what I mean? But this fight will be talked about for ages, man. It's gonna go down in history. Now we need to just see where both guys go from here. Will Tyson Fury say, "Man, I did it. I achieved it"? How will he be in his next upcoming fights? And obviously, we got to see where Wilder's going to be in his next upcoming fights, man. After a devastating loss like this, that I said, in my opinion, had to end like this. I'm gonna read this one last one because I respect this man. Mr. Doc, he says, in my opinion, Wilder's biggest mistake was backing up, thereby neutralizing his own power. His best shot was to hold his feet and go to war. He might still have lost, but he'd had a better chance. And I do agree. And I was shocked that he went back right away with Fury. I thought, if anything, he would throw something at Fury to let Fury know, like, hey, you ain't about to back me up. But Fury carried out a game plan from the outside looking in, seemed crazy, stupid. But David Hayes said it best. If there's one person and just damn the heavyweight division in boxing right now who is crazy and courageous enough to try to carry out the craziest fucking game plan you can have going against somebody who is perceived to be the hardest puncher that we've seen in quite some time, it is Tyson Fury. Now I know some of you may say, but Mr. Boxing, Andre Ward went in there and carried out a similar game plan when he fought Kovalev, but I don't think Kovalev, even when Kovalev was Kovalev, right? I still don't think we viewed him the same way we viewed Deontay Wilder, though, man. You dig what I'm saying? But man, and we've seen these types of things happen in the past where the puncher has somebody step to him and rattle his cage a little bit and push him back and force him into a firefight that he wasn't ready for, even though he has the firepower. You know what I mean? So appreciate you guys joining, man. But until next time, I'm gone. Check me on Stormy B Man's channel at 4 p.m. Central a little bit later on today, man. Historic weekend. Historic weekend. I'm gone.